Kevin, can you unmute?
Can you hear me? So I'm having some difficulty hearing all of you.
Unmute, you're going to get the feedback, but you can hear me when I unmute mine.
I can hear you now, yeah, with a little bit of the feedback and the echo. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to mute and unmute, so give me a thumbs up, Kevin, when you need to speak, okay?
You'll need to tell me when to vote too. I think that's the whole purpose, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Kevin, can you hear us now? Works, good. Okay. 8 different microphones, only 5 different
Moving
people.
right along. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as submitted. Do I hear a motion? So moved. Thank you, Paige. Do I hear a second? Second. Thank you, Robert. All in favor? Aye. Kevin is
It's an aye.
giving us a thumbs up. All right.
Okay.
So let's move on to our first item, 270 Fair Street. And Sue, should we consider each of these banners separately, or should we do them
As we do.
all right? So this is items 2, 3, which is 301 Wall Street, 4, which is 41 Pearl Street, and 5, which is 24 John Street. Could identify yourself?
Hi, my name is Paul Baker. I'm from General Science. I'm representing our client.
All right, thank you. And you want to give a brief overview of the plan here?
Sure, we had come before the board previously, and some revisions were requested. Those revisions were made. The
Fair Street.
Yes.
Fair Street is lower.
Here it is, yeah. So the Fair Street, Fair Street is lower onto the sign land at the request of Lady Money, as suggested, was the one that works. We did set up the files. If you page through, you'll see. That's right there. The banner was up on the brick area above that cornice molding, and then we moved it down to be closer in line with the existing hanging signs along Fair Street. I think that was a good suggestion. We're still above the minimum height, and we go to the next slide. I think I showed it from the opposite side. Major concern was having it be not visible with the restaurant on and projecting out, but it's really not a concern. We took that from the middle of the street, so it'll still be noticeable from oncoming traffic. Which is our primary concern. That was addressed with a good suggestion. There's also some concern about brightness, the color red in the banner, and HAC looked at this last meeting. There's really only two sunbelt reds. One is logo red, and the other one is jockey red. You can see them. I'll just hold them up. So really the only two reds that match the brand standard.
Or Hotel Kinsley. And that's what they look like. I can pass this around and leave it with the group if they'd like.
Just for Robert and Mark, you weren't here, the logo red was the red which the HAC endorsed as the most favorable.
That is the jockey red is the darker one, and that we had originally, our paperwork originally called for logo red, which is the brighter. And we've agreed to go with the darker red.
I'm sorry,
instead.
I misspoke, the jockey red.
Well, you had a 50-50 shot. There's only two, so it's pretty good odds. I'd still
He's
go
got
for
my
it.
notes.
So those were the two primary concerns about it. I think they've both been addressed. These. I also did bring. This is the Hotel Kinsley seal. It's got kind of like a fun painterly look. This is going to be printed directly onto a marine, an outdoor durable marine canvas, and then hand stitched onto the banner. So we'll get this level of saturation from a solid, fabric from Sunbrella, but we'll still be able to add these colors to it. And it's the same size. I think this is about actual size. It might be a little bit larger, but this is going to be the same icon on every banner. And the banners also function as an address number that makes it a little bit easier for people to find it, especially those coming from out of town and with the one-way streets that they're on. Being able to identify, the entrance on your first pass around uptown is a priority for them. So.
All right, do members of the commission have any questions for the applicant? I think I see Kevin shaking his head. Yep. All right. The only question I had was concerning 301 Wall Street, because it's higher than the norm. Is that requirement for a variance been met already?
No, we still have to apply for and receive the variance on that location, and also the Pearl Street location, I believe, is above the minimum requirement. So we still need to do two variances with those.
Okay.
The variance is essentially that the bottom edge of the sign cannot be higher than 15 feet. And the one is 16, I believe, on Pearl Street, or no, on
let's see, I think those, if you
about.
Yeah, I think you're right on Pearl Street, and the Wall Street is,
I think that's 18 feet.
I think that was
Yeah.
the highest.
Right. So
Okay.
there's just not, especially for the 301 Wall Street, there really isn't a great spot to put it any lower without kind of breaking that line of the building. And once you get below that band, especially on, well, it's actually John Street, but the address is 301 Wall, but it really becomes ineffective at that lower height, and then more subject to people running into it, and there's other host of problems. So, I guess we'll be asking for a 3-foot variance on that and a 1 foot on the other.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
Can we get the variance, or that has to be the planning board?
ZBA gives
Yeah,
the
the
variances,
ZBA.
but it can be a condition of your preservation notice.
All right. I therefore move that the commission find, seeker. I have been away too long. I will entertain a motion that we declare this a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act.
So moved.
Thank you, Hayes. Do I hear a second? Thank you, Nettie. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Looks unanimous. And I move that the commission find as fact that the proposed installation of signage at 270 Fair Street, 301 Wall Street, 41 Pearl Street, and 24 John Street in the historic Stockade District by applicant Timely Signs of Kingston and owner Hudson Valley Kingston Development LLC, if done according to the plans reviewed at this meeting and according to the procedure stipulated in section 405-64 of the City of Kingston's Administrative Code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. Signage will include fabric banners installed on the buildings for purposes of branding the Kinsley Hotel. The banners will be double-sided sunbrella fabric in jockey red, and we'll need to correct this number. 466. Do you have an identification number? A603.
4603.
4603 -0000 with custom stitch fabric crests hanging from custom steel brackets with brass finials. Text and address will be screen printed and individualized for each location. The 24 John Street banner will measure 28 inches by 54 inches hung perpendicularly from the building. The 41 Pearl Street banner will measure 28 inches by 84 inches hung perpendicularly from the building. The 301 Wall Street banner will measure 28 inches by 96 inches hung perpendicularly from the building. And the 270 Fair Street banner will measure 28 inches by 84 inches hung at an angle from the building. Any changes or additions to the plans or work specifically described and outlined in the submitted application will be subject to further review by our commission prior to additional work being carried out. Banner signs will meet the minimum clearance required, with zoning variances required for exceeding the 15-foot maximum standard at both the 41 Pearl Street and 270 Fair Street locations. Insurance naming the City of Kingston as an additional insured will be required in accordance with City Code Section 358-9. The Commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit from the City of Kingston's Building Safety Division. Compliance with other zoning or variances obtained as per review of the city's ZBA or any other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this 16th day of August, 2022, our commission grant a preservation notice of action to the above referenced applicant for the work as described herein and in its application to our commission, such notice to be subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Hayes. Is there any further discussion from the commission? Seeing none, I will call the roll. Hayes.
Aye.
Robert.
Aye.
Nettie. Kevin.
Aye.
Aye.
And I also vote in the affirmative. Thank you kindly.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is 27 West Chestnut Street. Is someone here on behalf of Mr. Smilo? Thank you. Am I saying that right? Smilo? Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
If you would please describe your project.
The project is a rehabilitation and reconstruction of the porch for the residents at 27 West Chestnut Street. We have based the design on an old photo that we found of the house pre-1890s, before it was in its current configuration. It's hard to see. I suppose you could see it there. The original porch is in an Italianate style. The current porch configuration was very likely put onto the house in the 20s with the columns, and sort of it doesn't really match the Italianate character of the house. So the intent of our redesign is to put an Italianate style porch back onto this house, featuring chamfered columns and new arch trim. And, you know, also there's terrible drainage on the porch, so we're trying to fix that as well.
Any questions from commission members for Mr. Smilo?
I just repeat what I said at the Heritage Area review of this last time. It's really impressive, the thoroughness of this, and thank you for investing this level of energy and finances in restoring it.
And the Heritage Area did give this a full endorsement as presented.
Yeah, I totally agree with Hayes. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I will entertain a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker.
So moved.
Thank you, Robert. Do I hear a second?
Nettie Morano, second.
Thank you, Nettie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Should I do a roll call on this?
No.
All
Kevin
right.
said aye.
I was
Um,
muted. Aye.
Move-
We got you, Kevin.
All right. I will need a preservation notice of action on this. Thank you. And I move that the commission present find as fact that the proposed restoration of the front porch at 27 West Chestnut Street in the Chestnut Street Historic District by applicant owner David Smilo, if done according to the plans reviewed at this meeting and according to the procedures stipulated in section 405-64 of the City of Kingston's Administrative Code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. The restoration will include returning the porch to the original 1870s design with removal and replacement of the porch roof, installation of new support columns and decorative architectural elements, railings, and deck framing, restoring wainscoting on the porch ceiling, and painting. Any additions or changes to the plans or work specifically described and outlined in the submitted application will be subject to further review by our commission prior to additional work being carried out. The commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit from the City of Kingston's Building Safety Division, compliance with zoning or variances as obtained by review of the RZBA, or any other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this 16th day of August, 2022, that our commission grant a preservation notice of action to the above referenced applicant for the work as described herein, and in your application to the commission, such notice to be subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Hayes. Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call the roll. Hayes?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Nettie?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Registered as an aye, and I also vote in the affirmative. Thank you kindly, Mr. Smilo. Really a wonderful project.
May I ask a question about the building permit for this?
Sure.
Will I have to apply additionally for the building permit?
Yes, there is an
Yes.
application for a building permit.
Okay.
So you can start that process, and we'll be getting out the decision letters in probably the next day or two.
Great. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, next up, 59 Broadway. Is someone here on that project? It certainly does.
Not my project, but Tyson is with his wife, Jody, who is going into labor right now with her second child. So
Oh, my gosh.
I gave him the night off.
That was good of you.
Least I could do.
Ooh, you're a tough one, Hayes. Hey, come on.
Signs are important though, so I'm here. So.
All right. Can you give us a brief overview for the record?
Can we put that up on screen?
It's
Yeah,
getting,
Okay. Oak is a hair salon at this location on Broadway. It's a fairly simple hanging sign. I think there may be a better visual of that, not, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's basically a dark green, double-sided sign, flat white lettering, fairly discreet and very modern looking. suspended from a curved steel bracket that projects down from the balcony overhang.
All right. Any questions from commission members on the application? All right.
I would
Here-
just note that this was also endorsed by the Heritage Area Commission.
Thank you, Hayes. All right. I will entertain a motion to declare this a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act.
So moved, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Hayes. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Evans and I.
Excellent. It's unanimous. I move, are there any other questions? Hearing none, I'll move on. I move that the commission find as fact that the proposed signage installation at 59 Broadway in the Rondout Historic District by applicant Townley Signs of Kingston, if done according to the plans reviewed at this meeting and according to the procedures stipulated in section 405-64 of the City of Kingston's Administrative Code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. The signage will hang from an existing bracket and will measure 24 inches by 36 inches of white PVC routed to shape with a painted green background. Signage will have over 9 feet of clearance and will be required to provide insurance naming the city as an additional insured in accordance with Code Section 358-9. Any changes or additions to the plans and or specifically described and outlined in the submitted application will be subject to further review by our commission prior to additional work being carried out. Our commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit from the City of Kingston's Building Safety Division in compliance with a zoning variance or other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this 16th day of August, 2022, our commission grant a preservation notice of action to the above referenced applicant for the work as described herein, and in its application to our commission, such notice to be subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion. Do I hear a second?
Second, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. I will call the roll. Hayes?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Nettie? Kevin?
Aye.
I saw that. And I also vote in the affirmative. Thank you kindly and congratulations to Tyson and his growing family. Wow. He and Andrea are going to be going to kindergarten presentations together, it sounds like.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. I remember those days. My daughter's headed off to college in a couple of weeks, and that went by very, very quickly.
So
As people say,
congratulations
it
to
would.
you,
So
and
thank you.
I'll tell you, my youngest just got a job after graduating from college, and a
Now
wonderful
that is
milestone.
something to celebrate.
Yes. May that come to you soon.
I hope so.
All right, thank you kindly.
He's here for the next.
You're
one.
up for the next.
5961, I think.
Right?
Right? Is that?
Yes,
All right,
it's the same building, but it's a separate storefront.
got it. So, Kay, give us a quick overview of the sign next door.
This is also a hanging sign. I guess it's further up Broadway, it looks like. It's essentially the similar construction materials, suspended also from the balcony overhang. Similar materials. I think, let's see. Believe we've just got a slightly different color palette, but more or less it's compatible visually with the other sign. It's more horizontal format. And I think this is I don't know what they call it, a vintage clothing boutique.
The only
Modern
question was whether the bottom is more than 5 feet off the sidewalk. That was an open
More
question.
than
Do you know
9?
if that got measured?
I don't know, but I can almost verify that it would be. We wouldn't install it. Just looking at that, that appears to be. How high was the other one? They say 9?
If we've
Yeah.
got a measurement on that.
Pretty sure that that's an 8-foot ladder.
I would say looking at the ladder that it's,
Looks like our
It's
8-foot
fine.
ladder.
I just wanted to note that that was an open question, and if you need to modify the sign to meet that requirement,
Mhm.
you'll need to come back.
Okay,
Okay? All right. I will entertain a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker.
So moved.
Thank
Hayes.
you, Hayes. Do I hear a second?
Second, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Evans, yes.
Okay. Moving right along, I'll need the preservation notice of action on this one. Thank you kindly. I move that the commission present find as fact that the proposed signage installation at 61 Broadway in the Rondout Historic District by applicant Timely Signs of Kingston, if done according to the plans reviewed at this meeting and according to the procedures stipulated in section 405-64 of the City of Kingston's Administrative Code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. The double-sided signage will hang from an existing balcony and will measure 24 by 46 inches. It will be exterior grade PVC painted black with a satin finish. The business name Mod Vin Modern Vintage will be silver slate metallic, gold foil metallic, and white. The overhanging signage is required to have a minimum clearance of 8 feet with a maximum of 15 feet, and we will require that the applicant name the city as an additional insured in accordance with City Code Section 358-9. Any changes or additions to plans or work specifically described and outlined in the submitted application will be subject to further review by our commission prior to the work being carried out. The commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit from the City of Kingston's Building Safety Division, compliance with zoning or variances obtained, or any other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this 16th day of August, 2022, the commission grant a preservation notice of action to the above referenced applicant for the work as described herein and in its application to the commission, such notice to be subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Hayes. Quick on the draw.
Actually, there's a little delay.
I will call the roll. Hayes,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Nettie, Kevin,
I,
thank you. And I also vote in the affirmative. Okay. I don't think you're up next.
thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, may everything go smoothly. Okay, 105 Fair Street is up next. We have anyone
I
here?
believe they are not coming, but we do have your 93 a Bruin, correct? We want to jump
All
over so
right, I
she
will
can.
move on. Let's see, I'm not seeing what's up next here on this list. Is that a newer application? Here we go. Add 93 a Bruin. Ah, yes, the church. Yes. I believe this is the one known locally as the Concrete Church.
So we're just replacing the roof at the church. We're not touching the upper turret or the lower roof. The lower roof is actually copper, so we're going to leave that as.
You just want to state your name for the
Oh,
record.
Sorry.
Sorry.
My name is Jacqueline Shreve with Exterior Solutions.
Thank you. All right, so what are you taking away and what are you adding on?
To be removing the older shingles and then installing dual IKO dual gray. If there's any plywood that needs to be changed, we'll be changing that as well, but no structural changes by any means.
Do you think this will be noticeable from the sidewalk?
The change?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
okay,
it is shingled now.
right.
I had actually thought it was a slate roof, but I was surprised to find it is a shingle roof and it is a similar color.
All right, so it's as close a match as we can get, I suspect. All right. Any other questions from commission members for the applicant? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to declare this a type 2 action under seeker.
So moved.
Thank you, Robert. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Nettie. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Kevin's
Aye.
eye.
All right, that was an interesting stare down on. Okay. Any other questions, comments from commission members?
Mike.
Not that this really means anything to the project, but just curious, is it an active church or is it?
I'm honestly not too sure.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing I'm not sure of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's no big deal.
y-
Thanks.
Robert, it's Kevin. Yeah, yes, it
Kevin,
is.
Yeah, let me see
Yes,
if I
it
can.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah.
It is. It is an active
Yeah.
church.
People or so, it's pretty small. They do like my parents live down there, they do a lot of, like spaghetti dinner type things and community stuff, but it's pretty small.
Kevin, try
Very
talking.
nearby.
Yeah, I was just gonna say what Kyla just said, same thing, so.
All right, answer the question? Excellent. All right, I move that the commission find as fact that the proposed installation of a new roof at 93 of Bruin Street, an individually listed state and nationally registered structure by applicant Exterior Solutions and owner Pankaki Union Church, if done according to the plans reviewed at this meeting and according to the procedures stipulated in section 405-64 of the City of Kingston's Administrative Code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. The existing main roof will be removed and replaced with IKO Cambridge architectural shingles in dual gray. Replacement will not include turret and lower roofs. Any changes or additions to the plans or work specifically described and outlined in the submitted application will be subject to further review by our commission prior to the work being carried out. Our commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit from the City of Kingston's Building Safety Division or compliance with zoning variances or other regulations, or any other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this 6th day of August 2022, our commission grant a preservation notice of action to the above referenced applicant for the work as described herein and in its application to our commission, such notice to be subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Hayes. I will call the roll. Hayes?
Aye.
Robert?
Aye.
Nettie?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
And I too vote in the affirmative. Thank you very much.
I just have a quick question though. So we do have a building permit application for a roof replacement. That's,
I suspect yes.
yes. Okay, just want to make
Yes.
sure. Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, and thank you. There any other business to come before the commission tonight?
You have to go back to number 9.
Back to number 9. Hi. That would be 105 Fair Street.
She is not here. We did not make it a requirement for applicants to be present tonight since this was rescheduled due to our inability to have a quorum. So because we were trying to reschedule, we didn't require the applicants to attend, but this is Lee Kelly. This is a second phase of her renovation that she's doing at the 105 Fair Street house. I think you might recall her coming before us. She's got a very elaborate plan. She's done quite a bit of research on the property itself. And this is to do the second phase, which is her porch. I believe just the porch pretty much and windows.
Right, she had found the original plans from the architect,
Correct,
as I
yes.
recall. So she's going step by step. I think she went through an overview when she was before us before. Does anyone need a refresher or want to discuss any details of this proposal?
It's extraordinarily detailed and
Yeah.
it's a very thoughtful consideration given.
All right. Okay, are we all comfortable with moving ahead based on her earlier presentation?
Yes.
All right. Kevin, you agree?
Yes.
All right. Then I will entertain a motion to declare this a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act.
So moved, Robert.
Thank you, Robert. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I'm going to give this one to Nettie. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, I move that the commission find as fact that the proposed restoration at 105 Fair Street in the Fair Street Historic District by applicant Lee Kelly and owner Kostos Katsouris, if done according to the plans and presentation of materials reviewed at this and prior meeting, and according to the procedures stipulated in section 405-64 of the City of Kingston's Administrative Code, is compatible with the historic character of the district for the following reasons. Using the original drawings by Frederick Howland Rosa to guide the restoration, the second phase of work will return historically accurate 1908 porch details, restoration and coordinating recreations of 35 windows using Newburgh sash, 3 door recreations, and 2 French door restorations. Any changes or additions to the plans or work specifically described and outlined in the submitted application will be subject to further review by our commission prior to the work being carried out. The commission's approval does not obviate the need for a building permit from the City of Kingston's Building Safety Division or any other required approvals from relevant coordinating agencies. Based on the preceding findings of fact, I move that on this 16th day of August, 2022, our commission grant a preservation notice of action to the above referenced applicant for the work as described herein and in its application to the commission, such notice to be subject to the conditions contained in the foregoing motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Hayes. I will call the roll. Hayes,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Nettie,
Aye.
Kevin,
Aye.
He's an aye.
registered. I also vote in the affirmative. Thank you kindly. Is there any other?
I do have one other piece of business for tonight. As most of you are probably aware, the Common Council is currently reviewing a rezoning application on the Golden Hill project for the Ulster County Jail site. There's a housing proposal there for 166 units. It's in front of the Kingston Planning Board at this time right now. But the Planning Board did issue a neg deck under the seeker review process. And they've also approved the subdivision to subdivide the parcel off for the development of the housing project. So now they have pursued the rezoning request from a RRR to an O2, which would allow the development to occur. And the council, as part of their due process, has referred it out to the county planning board, the local planning board, and the HLPC. You know, under normal circumstances, you typically would have to make a recommendation, but this does not involve any historic property on the site or any registered historic amenity that we are aware of. SHPO has reviewed this as part of the seeker process and has also issued a no adverse impact statement. So it would just be to thank the council for the referral and recognize that at this time you see no impact on any historic resources.
I'm not aware of any archaeological.
No, that was part of what SHPO looked at as well.
Okay. Anyone else have questions or comments on this referral from the planning board? Are they asking?
It's a referral from the Common Council.
Referral from the Common Council. So
I'm going to recuse myself from the discussion just because I'm the president of the Housing Development Corporation that has title to the site.
thank you for getting that on the record, Hayes. All right then, any questions or comments? Just procedurally, are they asking for us to support any particular entity as the lead agency here?
No, seeker is concluded, so that is not part of this. This is a referral strictly for a recommendation on the rezoning request that is in front of the Common Council.
Then I move that we send a response to Common Council, thanking them for the referral and noting that we see no specific jurisdiction of Historic Landmark Preservation Commission, and are happy to advise them if they have further questions.
And I would second that.
All right. I will, any further questions or discussions from anyone besides Hayes? Seeing none, I will call the roll. Robert,
Aye.
Nettie, Evan.
All right,
He's
I
an aye.
also vote in the affirmative and note Hayes' recusal.
Okay,
All right. Any other business to come before the board? Hearing
is-
none, seeing none, I will, ooh, yes.
no, yeah, you don't have to sign, you were accused. For the refrigerator? Is that what you're talking about? Ask that will be in front of you at the regular September meeting.
All right. Any other business to come before the board? Seeing none, hearing none, I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
I will call the roll. Hey,
Aye.
Robert,
Aye.
Nettie,
Aye.
Kevin.
all right.
I'm so sorry to see this end, but I vote in the affirmative.
Okay.
Thanks, Kevin.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Ladies and lassies, you've done